Hello everyone, I am Shenaz and thank you for watching this video. My main purpose to prepare this video is for freshers who are looking for a job in clinical research domain. I have got lot of questions on my LinkedIn from the students who have completed education in 2020 and also who are in third year and asking me for guidance, CV preparation, job application process. It was very difficult to answer all of you via text message individually. So I have prepared list of questions and I will answer all those questions and I will try to cover each and every point in this video. Apart from these questions and answers, if you are having any further question, you can write it down into the comment box. I will try to cover it in my next video. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, I will cover only CV part here in this video. Simultaneously, I will prepare different videos also. So why I have selected this CV part, because I have I have got lot of questions related to the CV preparation, that how the CV should be prepared, what are the skills which should be mentioned as per the recruiter requirements, how the job application should be there, should you use academic CV or experience CV. There were questions related to the references also, that whether you should mention the references into the CV or not. So I will try to cover all these points here. So first of all, see, there are two different types of CVs are available worldwide. One CV will be academic CV, which students will prepare once their education will be complete. The second CV will be the experience level CV, which experienced person prepare their CV. Both the CVs template you will be able to get from the Google. There are a lot of websites which are providing the CV free templates. Do not pay to any website if they are asking for paying the payment or paying the money for the CV. I would recommend not to pay something like 100 rupees a month subscription or kind of that. I would recommend not to do right now currently, because you can prepare your CV into the Word copy or Google Doc. Both tools are too good and you can prepare your CV. For the preparation of CV, my recommendation is, do not copy paste from your colleagues or your friends CV, or you might have received your CV from your seniors and your seniors might have done the mistake and you are going to do that again. So refer the CVs of the experts. Now the question will be, where you can find the expert CV. You can just search it on the Google. For example, if you are looking for the CRA CV, so you can mention like CRA CV template or CRA CV example. You can't copy, you can download particular CV, but of course you can review that CV and according to you can prepare your CV. So do not copy the content of this CV into your CV, because whenever you are copying something like that, and if you will be called from the recruiter and the recruiter will ask you about the CV and whatever you have mentioned into the CV. So it may happen that you are not aware about, because you have copy pasted, so you will not be aware about that what you have copied from particular content, and you will get not an idea like how you are going to answer them. So it is recommended to prepare your own CV in your writing and in your point of view and in your perceptions. Okay, so moving towards the what the content should be. So the first content of the CV is obviously contact information. So the contact information should include your name, your contact address, your contact number and email address. The second part, I have actually listed down all the points here. So the second part will be I'm guiding you about the academic CV, not the experience CV. So the second part will be the research objectives, in which you will have to mention your interest, in which particular domain you are interested, either pharmacovigilance or clinical data management or biostatistics department or CRC, CRA or CTA job. Whatever domain you are targeting, you have to mention your interest and what you can offer to that particular domain, that you have to mention into the research objective or the research or the profile introduction. The third will be the education, where you have to mention your bachelor's degree education and your master's degree education. If you have done your B.Pharm, you have to mention your B.Pharm, SSC, HSC and B.Pharm. If you have done your M.Pharm, then you will mention the SSC, HSC, B.Pharm and M.Pharm. The fourth part will be the publication. If your article is published somewhere or in any journal, so you can mention your publication, or the projects also you can mention. The awards, if any you have received any award at the academic level or the poster presentation kind of, you can mention into that. Conferences, if you have attended any conference and if you have attended like a major international conference, you can mention into the conferences sections. Research experience. Now I have reviewed a lot of CVs of the freshers, which the freshers have shared it on my LinkedIn profile. So what I would suggest is that no one has mentioned the research experience. Now why research experience is required? For example, you have done a research on a too good topic, but your experience is not somewhere mentioned, what you have experienced during that research. For example, if you have done any preclinical trial, preclinical research, so what you personally feel, that should mention into the CV. Now it should not be like 1 or 2 paragraphs, it should not be like that, it should be like 3 to 4 sentences would be okay. That would be easy to understand for the recruiter. The most important part from this research experience, apart from this research experience, is skills. Now I have reviewed lot of CVs where the skills are mentioned in like communication skills and Microsoft skills, and few of the CVs are only mentioning the Microsoft skills CVs, that's it. But so Microsoft skills is actually kind of something that 12th standard students also know. You have to mention the technical skills or the knowledge of the technical skills into the CV. Now for example, if you are CTA and you are applying for the CTA job into the any CRO, you have to mention the CTA skills in your CV. The CTA skills should be knowledge of the filing process, knowledge of the therapeutic areas, or knowledge of the clinical trial management systems. You don't need to mention like you are having experience. No, you don't have to mention like the experience you have. You have to mention as knowledge of this particular system you have. That will attract the recruiter, and that will be eye-catchy for the recruiter, that you are having at least, you are a fresher and you are having at least this knowledge. Okay, so for the CRC or CTA, what you can mention into the skills like communication skills or writing skills. Of course, the CRC is going to work at the hospital level. So CRC CRC work will be communication with the patient, communication with the stakeholders like sponsors, CRO, CRA, everyone. So the communication skills you should mention, presentation skills you should mention, GCP knowledge also, that also the important point you have to mention into your skills. Interpersonal skills, attention to detail you can mention. Also Microsoft Office, which I have already informed. Apart from this Microsoft Office, what you have to do is, as a like a pharmacy student or as an M.Pharm student, if you are in the clinical research, now artificial intelligence is completely into the clinical trials. Now people are adopting the artificial intelligence. So what you have to do is, you have to search on those artificial intelligence platforms. for example ECRF, ETMF, clinical trial management systems, and gain the knowledge of those platforms. And that you have to mention into your CV that you are having the knowledge of these platforms. You don't need to mention like you are having technical skills. No, at least you can mention like you are having the knowledge of this particular platform. There are two different sort of education. One is the academic education which you have received. The second will be the self education. Self education is required because whenever there is something updates into the market, if any in your job domain, you have to educate yourself, and this will be very helpful if you will review the different platforms and you will visit the different websites and you will review that okay, these are the different platforms, artificial intelligence platforms, and you can review, you can read and gain the knowledge about it, and you have to mention it in your CV. Okay, and if you are applying for the CRA job, mention, because as a CRA will be the CRA job demands the traveling. So what you have to mention in your skills is you are able to travel 75% of your time, and that's what you can mention into the skills, including whatever I have mentioned as a CRC and CTA job. Also the CRA, for the CRA domain, you should know about the electronic management system, electronic document management systems applications also. So that's also you can mention into the CV that you are having knowledge of these electronic data management systems. Moving towards the clinical data management technical skills part. So the clinical data management will include the knowledge of the data management systems, which you can mention. Also it is including the ECRF platform also, so you can review the ECRF platforms. I will prepare one video on ECRF, different sort of ECRF, and I will drop the link of particular ECRF websites also. You can visit those websites and you can self-educate on that. Moving towards the pharmacovigilance skills. So pharmacovigilance skills include knowledge of the therapeutic areas. So what you can mention in your skill is you are having the knowledge of therapeutic areas. You can also mention like you are having the writing skills, report writing skills. You can mention like you are the knowledge of the submission of the adverse events, that you can mention. For the medical writing, you can mention like protocol writing skills. Also you can mention like you are having the knowledge of the therapeutic areas. Protocol writing demands the proper writing, and you are going to writing something which everyone is going to follow. So your English and your grammar skill should be proficient, so that you can mention in your CV. Biostatistics CV, I have reviewed one candidate CV, and in that CV the person has mentioned that the person is having the skill of the Microsoft Professional Suites. Now here the question will be, you are if you are targeting the biostatistics department, you have to capture all your skills, software skills, programming skills into that skills section. What you can mention is you are having the SAS programmer skill, you are having the program R skills, kind of. You can mention all those skills, Win Online software, whatever the softwares are there. You have done the education on that particular topic, so you can mention it. If you are not aware about it, do not mention, but self education is necessary in this point of view. Now how once you prepare your CV, how you can apply for the job. So the job application will take place by the different process. So for example, first process will be you are submitting your CV directly to the HR. You are emailing to HR your CV. The second will be you are applying from your LinkedIn job application, and it will be like a easy apply. Third will be you are visiting the company website and you are submitting your applications according to their guidance. Like there will be more than 5 or 6 pages where you will have to mention all the information. Different will be indirect submission, will be you are submitting me and I am submitting to HR. So for the LinkedIn application, you don't need to write anything, you just have to submit the applications online. Whoever submitting their CVs via email, it is recommended to submit your CV into the PDF copy. Do not submit your CV into the Word copy, because it will show negative profile. You have to, obviously you have to submit your CV into the PDF copy. Now whenever you are submitting the CV, just don't submit it directly considering that recruiter will contact. No, it should not be like that. Whatever CV you are submitting, you have to mention proper description of that particular job, and also why you are eligible for this job, like why you are applying this job, and what is the benefit recruiter will have if he will hire you. Now first of all, whenever you are emailing, mention the subject into the subject section, mention that you are applying for which job. For example, if you are applying for this clinical data specialist, what you can mention is clinical data specialist job application, and then you can mention the job ID number, or you can just mention like what your name is there. Like for example, if your name is Aman Patel, so you can mention is like the clinical data specialist job application, and then underscore, and then Aman Patel. That's how you can apply for the job. What email body should be, like dear HR, or dear recruiter, or dear sir slash ma'am, I am, you have to start your email like I am Aman Patel and I am from Bangalore. I am applying. I went through your job post on LinkedIn, and I am applying for this particular job applications. I have done my education in this domain. I am having this internship experience, or you can say knowledge of this domain, and I find that I am eligible for this position. And you can also mention their willingness to relocate. If you are looking for willing to relocate somewhere out of your native place, you can mention that you are willing to relocate from this area to this area, and you can be contacted on this number. So this will give the clear idea to the recruiter. Recruiter will not, maybe recruiter will call you, and recruiter may proceed further for the interview. So your email should not be go like dear sir, ma'am, please find attach my CV and all that part, because if you will mention like 2 to 3 sentences of the description, it will increase the chances to get a call for interview. Also, after completion of this interview job application process, what you have to do is have patience for 1 week. And it is also recommend that many times it may happen that you are applying for the one job and you will not get the call. So it should not be like you are applying for the one job and you will sit back and you will think about that अब तक काम हो गया, अब मुझे जॉब के लिए कॉल आएगा. No, it should not be like that. You have to apply for maximum job applications you can do. Just apply. Don't wait for the recruiter call. Your agenda should be kind of that you only have to apply for the job, and you will not wait for the job recruiter. If the job recruiter will call you, that will be very great. But it will not be like expectations ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगा अगर आप ज़्यादा expect करोगे. So you don't need to expect anything. बस job applications डाल दो, and then that's it. So that's what you can do, and you can serve continuously till you receive the job. So this is all about the CV preparation, job applications, and at the last I will say that just have patience. Everyone will get the job, as you are a fresher, so it takes time. Everyone at the initial level, everyone actually face this issue. I also face this issue, so it's not like you are the only one who is facing the issue. It's not like that. So have patience and stay tuned. And if you are having any further questions, just mention into the comment box. I will try to cover in my next video, or I will answer you personally. Thank you for watching this video.